Types and sources of long-term funds. In order to set up businesses and run and operate businesses, you need funding. Now, some of that funding is short-term and some of that is called long-term. The long-term funds, this is something which ultimately becomes, or it forms the capital for the business. So when we speak about long-term funds, we are actually referring to the capital composition for a business. And we talk about incorporated entities. So incorporated means the entities which are actually, we are typically referring to those entities which are listed on stock exchange, which have, which are, we call them quoted entities, listed entities, the large businesses usually we will be referring to in this discussion. So we divide this capital. We said that long-term fund is something which ultimately form your capital, or this is your capital. And the capital itself, it consists of two things. We call it equity and we call it debt. Equity, this is the money which is coming from the shareholders. This is the money which belongs to the owners of the business, and it comes in multiple forms. For example, how do the shareholders, they provide funding to the business? Number one, they purchase the shares. So they invest in the business by purchasing the shares. We call it equity shares or equity capital or equity share capital. This is one form of initial funding. There is another form of funding which is coming from the shareholders, which they are not directly paying out of their pocket, but they are somehow providing it to the business. So imagine that the business makes a profit of $1 million. Now that is a profit and it should be, or it must be distributed to the shareholders. So the shareholders say that, okay, we are not taking this money, this $1 million which the business has made, although we do have a right over it, but we are not taking it. Keep it in the business and use it. That goes into retained earnings. So although they are not giving it out of their pocket, but actually they are giving up their share from the profit and they say, leave it in the business and let the business use this money, which is called retained earnings. So this is also a form of funding coming from the shareholders. So equity primarily, it consists of the share capital and the retained earnings and reserves and so on. So this is the money which is coming from the owners of the business. Okay. The second form is called the debt. And the debt is something which is taken from outside parties. The debt is the funding which has been provided by the people who are not the owners of the business. And they provide the money on certain terms, like some interest rate. And then they have a fixed period of time that after some time you must return it back to us. So this is actually, these are the two characteristics which differentiate between equity and debt. Because debt always comes with two conditions. Number one, it has a fixed time period. You must return it back after some time, and it has a contractual obligation. Equity does not have. Like if shareholders, they invest money in the business, they do not, or they cannot force the business to give back that money after some time. If the business is doing good, business will pay return. If the business is not doing well, that money is lost. So, I mean, imagine you start a business. So you cannot force your own business that give me this money back. That's your own business. If it works well, you can take out. If it does not, it's gone. So the first condition of debt is it has a time period to return back debt. And the second condition for the debt is that it has some fixed return. You agree with the debt providers that we will pay you 6% or 7% interest or 5% interest or LIBOR plus 3%. It could be variable, it could be fixed, but something has been agreed. So equity and debt. Equity comes from the owners, debt comes from the outsiders. Debt has two conditions. Number one, it must be returned back. And number two, it has some agreed rate of return. It has some agreed return on that. So that makes it how to say the two things different. Now there is going to be a lot of detailed discussion on equity and debt as we continue this topic. We will see the minor details as well, but this is what we need to understand in the beginning. Then how do we get equity and how do we get debt? What could be the sources of getting the debt? We will discuss this thing. And what are the sources or what are the methods of raising the equity capital? So we call it equity finance, equity capital, or we call it debt finance or debt capital. Most businesses, they have a combination of both of them. So you have, sometimes we call it equity debt ratio 60/40, which means the business has 60% of equity finance, 40% of the debt finance. There are some, implications of that as well. So we will be discussing that as well, that how much debt a business should have. Should a business, a business should have some debt or nothing at all. What is the best, how to say, the ratio between equity and debt, how to calculate, and the, cost of capital, we call it, which is like cost of equity and cost of debt, because no money comes for free. When the debt holders or the creditors, they provide you funding, they say we need 7% return, we need 8% return. This is the expectations of the debt providers, and you must meet them. Whether you make profit or you don't make profit, you must give them that agreed rate of return. Remember, interest does not depend on your profitability. You have agreed that I'm going to pay you 7% return, 8% return, and you must pay that. Whether you make money or you don't make money, you have to pay that. And this is what makes debts a risky part of the capital. On the other hand, with the equity providers, the people who have provided you equity finance, the shareholders, the owners, you have not agreed with them a fixed rate of return, and you told them that we make more money, we'll give you more. We make less money, we give you less, and we make nothing, we give you nothing. So this is kind of an arrangement with the equity. But the people who are providing money as equity or they are funding in the business, although they do not have a right to a dividend, they do not have a right to return, but they do have expectations. I mean, when you start your business, there is no guarantee that this business is going to give you some profit. There is no guarantee, but there are expectations. You had some expectations, and based on expectations you invested money. Okay, you did not invest it for free, or you did not invest it for fun. You took out money from the bank and put it into the business based on some expectations. Now later on, those expectations, they come out to be true or not, that's another case, but at least you had expectations. So we have to pay some return to the equity providers, and we do have to pay some return to the debt providers. This is like, when we move on in detail, we will be discussing how to calculate the cost of equity, how to calculate the cost of debt. Cost of equity means the return which we must, or which we should be, or which is expected to be paid to the equity providers, or the return which is, paid to the debt providers. This is going to be a long discussion. Actually, this topic, it becomes the basis for a lot of, I would say that, future topics calculating the gearing. The gearing is, okay, I'm just introducing the terminology here, because these are the topics which we will be discussing sometime later in discussion. Gearing is when you have debt, okay, which is also called leverage. So we say this is a geared company. Geared company means that the company, it does have some debt. So it has equity and debt both in their capital structure. Or we say this is an ungeared company. An ungeared company means that it is totally equity financed, which means the business does not have any long-term debt. All of the money or all of the capital has been provided by the shareholders. So you have equity financed businesses, which are actually very rare. Most businesses, they have equity and debt both, and we call them geared businesses. So if it is a geared capital, or if it has some gearing, then the second question will come, is this gearing more or less, which means does it have more debt or less debt? We call it highly geared up company, or just a geared up company. So highly geared up company is where there is debt which is more than 50%. So probably you have 60% of debt and only 40% of equity, which means that you have invested $40 and $60 you have taken from outsiders as debt. So these are the topics which we are going to discuss in this chapter, in this session, and then in later chapters and in later sessions as well.